Hey you guys, and welcome to Nita's Fluid Woodworks. I'm Nita, and today I am making a table for my baby's daycare. If you follow me, you know I have a 2-year-old. Her name is Imani, and the daycare wants a lunch table. So here it is. If you want to see how I made this, stick around. Okay, so first things first, I started with a butcher block from Menards. I believe I got this at Menards. Yes, I did. They have like 4 sizes available, and this was the one that was closest to the size that we were trying to go for. They did want it separated though, so I have to strip back down a butcher block. Alright, so here I'm just gonna get the dimensions of what the finished product is going to be like, and they did end up going wider afterwards. So I am going to cut this down to size and then strip it up. And okay, so if you follow me, you know that I am 9 months pregnant. In this video, I believe I was about 6 months. So I do a lot of things to make it easier so I'm not lifting a bunch of weight. I have worked throughout this whole pregnancy, but I just work smarter, not harder. So here I'm just cutting it in half so it'll be easier to strip down. I am just cutting along the seams of what is already there. Like I said, this is a butcher block, maple butcher block. So I'm just going to strip this down and get it ready for the next step. The difference in the blade, I found that if I rotated and went from one side to the other side, flipped it back and forth, that it stayed pretty well on those seams right there. Okay, so we're doing alphabets and numbers, letters, all of that. So I have to cut them down so that way they'll fit in the river. So here I'm just using my resaw bandsaw and cutting down the blocks. And I have no fence for this. I need to make a fence for this. Here's baby girl helping. This is Imani. This is my 2-year-old. This is going in her daycare. She was so cute helping. She's so proud of this table. It's so cute. A lot of alphabet songs in the making of this video. Alright, so now we're just getting the placing of the letters and the numbers. They did want to try shapes for a second. Decided that it was too much and just wasn't good, which it wasn't. It was too busy. But this worked out really, really well. So just getting the letters in there, getting everything situated. We went with the battleship gray underneath. Out. If we put the circle, how's that look? Does that look good? It's stuck. That's a good job. Hey, don't touch. Does it look good? 5-5. Oh yeah. Yeah, you did make the shapes.
Trick or treat outside. I wonder what you are.
Okay, so I am nervous that these blocks are gonna float. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to use, this is what I use on my CNC as well, just to hold the stuff down. I'm gonna use CA glue, focus, there we go. CA glue and the activator. This dries. As soon as these two meet, it dries. So, hopefully, my plans are that we will dab. That one's stuck on there. So I'm gonna dab and then spray the bottom like that. And it'll stick. All right, so here I'm pouring. I use Incredible Solutions Deep Pour Epoxy. Here is the coupon code for 10% off of that. And this is one of the best epoxies that I've used for deep pours. Probably 90% or 95% of my tables are clear and transparent. I do a lot of inlays like this. I do a lot of rock tables and just ocean themes, like the deep ocean themes. And this resin is so good. Like, I have went through so many resins, trying to find a good one that doesn't give you micro bubbles and just doesn't do all the weird stuff that some of the resins do, so far. And you can see some of my some of the blocks started floating. It's okay, I fixed it, but they did start floating. Like, all of them did not stick. I think there was about 5 of them that just kept coming up. There goes another one. Okay, Incredible Solutions Deep Pour Epoxy. I will link it in the bottom under casting, resin, and epoxies. Everything that I use here will be linked in the description of this video. So, and here's the coupon code again. Okay, so this is me coming back and just trying to poke them down and keep them down. Once the resin started curing a little bit, they did stay down. So that was good. Could have been bad. Could have been really bad. Turned out really good though. Alright, so doing a second pour. This is after 24 hours. Just doing a second pour. Filling in the numbers. So we had numbers on the outside, on both of the edges, and then the alphabet in the middle. We made it so that way 6 to 8 kids could sit there and have something to look at. So I think what would be really cool would be like an I Spy table. Okay, so for the mold and the frame of this, I just used 3/4 MDF. I like using MDF. It works really good. And as long as you put that layer of tape on the inside wherever the resin's gonna touch the frame or the mold or anything, you will not have a problem picking it up, like taking off the frame and the mold. There won't be a problem with that. So I'm using tuck tape here. It is a sheathing tape. You can also use like shipping tape or anything. Don't use duct tape. It's gotta have kind of that like shiny surface. Okay, so yes, I am pregnant, and yes, I am still doing this. Like, I got yelled at a lot. Like, why are you still working like this? And why are you still... Well, the doctors said that if I do it every day, my body's used to it. So it would be kind of worse to just stop. So I kept going, and I'm still going. All right, let's get this cut down to size. We're gonna get it squared up. Or am I gonna flatten it? Yeah, okay, so we're flattening it first. Sorry about that. Flattening it out. This sled that I'm using is from Stone Coat Countertops. I started out with one made out of 2x4s, and then I just kind of started progressing and moving forward. I do have one from Tots Take One Too. I am not going to set it up until I get into my new shop. Yes, this right here is a new shop, but I am moving houses, so the next shop is when I'll be setting it up. Here I'm going to just square everything up and get it cut down to size. This is the Makita track saw. I am going to be having to buy a new track saw soon, or just have to figure out a way to grease this one because it's not going down. The best, I really didn't do any upkeep on it though. So this sander right here is a freaking lifesaver. It has the turbo mode. I will link it in the description. It is the Bosch turbo sander, and I use it to just get rid of all of the lines and the marks from the router sled. So then after all that's gone, I use the Festool. I jump over the Festool. I go up to 220, and right here you see me cleaning everything with isopropyl alcohol and moving on to a seal coat. So for seal coats, the objective of a seal coat of epoxy is to just get it wet. You don't want a lot. And yes, I have my phone in my hand. I think I was live on TikTok. You don't want a bunch of resin puddling on the top of your table for the first layer. This is going to create a lot of bubbles and just make a mess for you. Like, so only thing you're doing is just barely putting some on there and just getting it wet. If you don't know how to do an epoxy finish, I have a video. I will put it right here in the top. How to get a perfect epoxy finish. A lot of people fail to realize that though it says it's self-leveling, you gotta help it. I teach you ways and show you what I do to get just a perfect flawless epoxy finish. So take your torch and pop your bubbles. Do not do this too much. Like, if you hold the torch on the wood during your first seal coat, you will create more bubbles. Okay, so you're probably like, why the hell are you doing this after you just got a perfect finish? I didn't show the other two pours for the finish because I wanted to show this process. I'm going to be using Stone Coat Countertop's Ultimate Top Coat. And the reason that I'm doing that is because this is going to a daycare. And it is, you cannot scratch it. Like, you cannot scratch it. So it's a roll on. You use rollers, like paint rollers, and it just creates like this barrier. So being that the kids are going to be on it and stuff, that is the route that we chose to go. So I'm getting all the drips off the bottom. I'm going to finish up the bottom and get the legs on it, and then I'm going to do the ultimate top coat. So I'm using an angle grinder. You don't need a Makita angle grinder. I used like a $20 one from Walmart for like 2 years. And then when my baby's father took it one day to work, I had nothing. So that was my excuse to be able to buy the one that I wanted. Here goes that Bosch sander, the turbo sander again. This thing is amazing. It cuts through so much and just makes sanding so easy. Like, it has literally cut my sanding time down like a third probably. I'm putting Odie's oil on the bottom. I sanded it up to 220 or 180, and I am just finishing the bottom with Odie's oil, and then I'm going to get the legs on here. I do use threaded inserts for the legs. This is just because sometimes people move and things like that, and I don't want them to have to keep screwing in and out of the table. I think that compromises the integrity of the table. So here I'm adding threaded inserts. And yes, I know I talk a lot. If you are getting anything out of this video and you enjoy watching content like this, I would ask you to please subscribe and like this video, share it, whatever. It really helps the channel out a lot. I've got a lot of content and a lot of knowledge that I can help share with you guys. So liking and sharing and commenting, all of those things help out the channel a lot. So what I was basically doing is waiting till I was further along in the pregnancy to like kind of sit my butt down a little bit and work on the videos. Up until now, I had just been working and recording and I kind of saved this time for videos. You can see my son's hand popping up in the corner over there. So after you got your holes drilled, you're gonna get the threaded inserts in there. And the threaded inserts, these ones right here, I tried to get some from the hardware store uptown, and I live in a small town, so our options are very limited. So I ordered these off of Amazon. I've been through quite a few, And these ones right here, I will link down below. These are amazing. They're the hex key ones, and they're amazing. Like, they are so sturdy. The other ones, you got to use like a Phillips screwdriver. And this is my son helping. He had just gotten home from summer school, I think, and he wanted to help or tell me about his day. All right, so if you feel it, like when you're putting your threaded inserts in, if you feel a lot of tension, the way that I just did, back out. You don't want to force it. So back out and then go back in. Okay, so after you get the threaded inserts in, I'm adding the base, and we are going to use the original base from the table that they had prior to me building this ABC table. The reason so is because it was height adjustable for the kiddos, and it worked really well with the chairs that they had. So this is the base that I used. If you've made it thus far, can you please tell me, do you like longer videos or shorter videos? This is like an 18-minute video. Usually my videos can run about 40 minutes, but I'm trying to be more in depth and actually teach the process of things, while other people do more of a entertainment purposes only type style. So tell me what you like. I was thinking about maybe doing both, like just offering both. Not really sure. So here I'm going to use Stone Coat Countertops, the Ultimate Top Coat. It's a 2-to-1, and I will make a video on how exactly to do this process. I got you. Like, I will make a video on the step-by-step of it. It's super, super easy, and it does not scratch. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to roll it on with a wet roller, and I'm going to roll it off with a dry roller. The first time I ever did it, I got so scared. Hi. Hi. Sorry, Imani just woke up. Okay, so I'll put a video out. Today's my birthday, so it might not be today, but tomorrow, about the process of using the Ultimate Top Coat. The first time I ever used it, I was scared because it looked so cloudy, but as it dries, it clears right up. They also have a glossy finish now. This is more of a satin eggshell matte finish. But so here it is. Like, this thing turned out so good.
What?
Yeah. Did you make that ABC table? You see it? That was for school, huh? Yeah, you remember?
Mama, look. They're making a table.
I'll see you guys later. Okay, so this has the scratch resistant finish on it. It's been 25 hours. And I'm just going to show you. Key. Can't do that with regular epoxy. So the gloss is gone, but this thing is still gorgeous.